Now it's time to get you caught up with Inside News. The passing of Sean Collins in December was memorialized on January 8th in Huntington Beach. Collins was a lifelong pioneer of modern wave forecasting and the founder of Surfline, providing data not only for surfers, but for agencies from the National Weather Service to the U.S. Coast Guard. Named one of the top 25 most influential surfers by Surfer magazine, hundreds took part in an inspirational paddle out in his honor.
Sean was the brains and the brawn and the intelligence behind Surfline.
As I came here, it was flat, nice, and glassy, and as soon as everything started, there's this fog rolled in, and like the south wind blew in, and fog rolled in, and AJ goes, "There's my dad, there's Sean."
Sean's passion was the ocean. It was swell, storms. Was always interested in why waves were good somewhere and why they weren't somewhere. That was his true passion, and he turned it into a living, and he changed the face of the surfing world doing it.
Ideally want a pure swell. Now, the swell period affects how much it'll wrap over the reef or not wrap over the reef. And a lot of times it'll miss.
Sean's contribution to society is very difficult to measure in the fact that it changed the way that surfers went about going surfing.
A paddle out is a special thing because when you have, 1,000 people paddling out to the middle of the ocean to join hands and celebrate someone's spirit, it's a pretty magical thing. His son's buddies stacked their surfboards on top of each other and made a little island. And his sons got up and stood on top of it and held hands. And that was a moment everybody just stopped paddling and cheered.
People like the Duke and people like Simon Anderson and stuff, that I'd have to say Sean is equal, if not more, of an impact on surfing, because what he's done and what he's created and what he's taught is going to last forever.
As skateboarding continues to grow and develop as a sport, the number of contests and the amount of prize money seem to grow right along with it.
That's right. Pro skateboarder and analyst Paul Zitzer is never shy about sharing his opinions, ever. Here's Paul's view on this week's Inside Take.
Did someone say contest? Good. Because 2011 might have topped the list of all-time years for contests. X Games, Money Cups, Dew Tours, Street Leagues, all trying to up the ante. The big money at these things is still heavily weighted in favor of the winners, and you might call them skateboarding's 1%ers. And while this phenomenon might be sort of a scam to the second-place finishers, but it makes for some pretty quality edge-of-the-seat excitement for the rest of us 99%ers. It's not all about the money. New formats, new courses, locations, and more than anything, seeing the pros skate live and uncut is what really makes all this contest phenomenon stuff so awesome. Now, you could debate for days whether Street League lives up to the hype or whether the X Games is too much of not such a good thing, or whether Mountain Dew or the Maloofs really have anything to do whatsoever with skateboarding. But contests are here to stay, and whoever is making them happen is okay in my book. And if you really want to get worked up, just wait 4 years until Nyjah is switch big heel flipping down the double set for Olympic gold.
Pat, I warned you that Paul wasn't shy about sharing his feelings.
Yeah, he's loquacious, never verbose, but always accurate. It's part of his southern charm. That's just the way we like Paul. All right, moving on. The AMA Supercross Series kicked off in January 7th in Anaheim. Ryan Villapoto raced past Chad Reed and Ryan Dungey for the win.
At the second stop in Phoenix on the 14th, it was Dungey's turn to take the victory, overtaking Jake Weimer and Villapoto.
Now, the big surprise so far has been the inability of fan favorite James Bubba Stewart to gain enough traction to break into the top 5. On January 21st, the tour rolls into Dodger Stadium, where Stewart is going to hope to go for a...
Dodger Dog.
No.
A home run.
There you go. Well done. All right, next week we are coming at you with even more inside news, events, and action.
We'll be there on the inside to get the results from the Do Tour at Killington, along with the analysis from our expert correspondents.
And we'll take an in-depth look at both sides of the issue when we talk about the highly controversial mid-year rotation on the Surfing World Tour.
And what would you do if Nike handed you $1 million? The impact of big money sponsorship in the world of skate. Thanks for checking us out here on the premiere episode of Inside Ally Sports, your base camp for action sports.
Make sure you subscribe to Ally Sports Network and check out all the shows on the Ally Sports channel here on YouTube. This is Pat Parnell and Angela Sun for Inside Ally Sports.